few days ago I started learning the courses from Udemy, and most of them were from the genres personal development, accent development, storytelling, then the art of creative writing. So if you look up front, it's more into creative side of your skill rather than technical or professional. So when you start the courses, you're really motivated to just initiate it and dive into it. And as you enroll it, you feel if you could just have all these skills as early as possible. But with the passage of time, you think that you have lost the vigor as compared to what at the level at which you had started. Same my case, when I started learning that British accent course, I was describing everything around me in English, even the situations or whatever came in front of me. That was really a challenge for my side. That you are supposed to describe the things that you see in your language, in your target language you are trying to learn. Because that is the utmost problem when you're speaking with someone, is that you don't get the right words at the right time. So when you start out randomly, it's a sort of mock drill for you all the time that will work out in your favor if it's developed in the right direction. But as the time passes, I think that it has lost its steam a bit, and the learning is more at a passive level, if you realize, because the time is limited which you get or which I get after my job. So there has to be something in my habit that lets me learn even while I'm at job, even while I'm driving or going to the grocery store. There should be habit, and these small things are going to create that big change. So how do we struggle, how do we cope up with this monotony that naturally comes after a certain period when after you have started? I switched between the courses. I described earlier that it all started with a course from TJ Walker on the presentations during storytelling. It's a mammoth course. It includes more than, not more than, actually exact 600 lectures. Imagine how big the course would be. There are many sections which are more or less giving the same information as the earlier one, but again, there's some element which can always be learned and has a message to be taken away from that portion. So I switch between these two courses as and when I get the time. And most often than not, this is during my driving time, in which I connected with my speaker of car using the Bluetooth, and without wasting the time of my traveling, I use it to passively develop my intonations skill, my thinking to come up with better words to describe, and imitating what he's saying. That is one of the best way. And by switching in between these two, I make sure that I don't get off the track from both of the courses or even any of them, because it's very easy to start one of the things but difficult to end in with a complete denture. You have to ensure that when you're through that course, you make an impact. You really have learned the things in its sense by practicing, by noting down the things, by putting up the observations. So in my case too, it all started with a beggar, lost its steam, and I had to just push through every day to just go about it, because the end results are glamorous, makes you move towards it, to just jump at it. But that process in between the two, that is the most underappreciated, under highlighted, and never appreciated, is the hard and lesser known path that I must go through to reach that glamorous end. And if I skip this, trust me, leave alone reaching there, I'll just be 1 or 2% better, which is of no use. So this is how you should also just push yourself through your pledges that you might have taken at the starting of the year or your course, that you go about it and don't just start. Always target to end the lectures, to end the course with certain things in your notepad, so that when you come out of it, you're not barren, or neither you are overly dependent upon your RAM memory of keeping the things which you have just learned. The best thing to do is note down the gist, and even after 1 year you can just go through it and have that exact tempo which you had 1 year before. And even now, when you look back, you can feel that you're much better and in a much higher position from where you had started, and this is what you have been targeting, isn't it? So that's all from my side. Then it was all about my starting of course on Udemy, and mainly it revolved around the personal development, but of course targeting the different elements of it. The problem was I was losing the interest into it, but somehow I had to push it and try to alternate it between these two courses to ensure my participation, and it worked out. And even today, I'm through that course, and one has been completed. Another, that mammoth course of presentations, storytelling during presentations, is almost 90% through. So that's an achievement. It was only possible by bringing down the variety and that spirit. We all need it. Okay, bye.